So here we land after that rapid descent. This is a property known as 98 14th Street. It's midway down a very long stretch of 14th Street between Peachtree and West Peachtree, right across the street from the Four Seasons. For years, it's been an eyesore. It's been the source of complaints and frustration. It has basically drug down the neighborhood. It was known as Opus after a planned 70-story tower, and then it was known as Nopus when it was very clear that the tower was never going to get off the ground. And so it has sat on a prominent gateway to Midtown, one of the hottest real estate markets in the United States, where every vacant lot like this has turned into towering high-rises. This site continued to basically exist like this. This is in a district where we've seen 140 buildings delivered in 2 decades in 1 square mile, with a combined total of almost $22 billion of investment. It's really amazing that it's stayed as long as it has. So as we've all peered through the construction fence or looked down from our offices or hotel rooms and wondered what's going on, we all really knew it was only a matter of time before something happened. The property got pieced out, sold in parts, and we started seeing more towers come. As the real estate market cooled, the Midtown Improvement District leadership saw an opportunity. They asked themselves, if not us, who? And if not now, when? So today we're thrilled to make a major announcement that the Midtown Improvement District has this property under contract. The plan is to create a significant public space to last this city for eternity, all 4 acres. A space for everybody to enjoy forever. This is by far the biggest and boldest and most amazing thing that the Midtown Improvement District has ever done. And so here's where we are. We have the property under contract. We're currently in due diligence. I'm very pleased to say that MID has the funding locked with tax-exempt government bonds that are at a very favorable interest rate through South State Bank, and that if everything goes as expected, this property will be closed on by mid-May, 2 months from now. And once the property is closed, the real excitement and fun starts. We'll start with a public design process in terms of what would it take to create something truly spectacular for our city. And then the Midtown Alliance will be thrilled to spearhead a philanthropic capital campaign to fund these construction enhancements and turn this into a reality. And let me just pause here to say, we are here in this room making this announcement before we've closed on the property. The timing isn't exactly ideal. It'd be much better if we were meeting 60 days from now. I'm not sure we could have kept it quiet for another 60 days. We didn't know the timing of this transaction. We are very close, but we could not have let this annual meeting happen without letting you know what's going on, why we're incredibly excited about it, and what you can expect in terms of next steps. I mean, for years, we've sat and talked about the imperative of creating open space in Midtown that we can permanently protect. And this is a district that's 770 acres. It has exactly 1.1 acres of permanently protected open space. And in a red-hot real estate market, to look for space that can be acquired for public space it's like playing musical chairs, but the music never stops and the chairs keep disappearing. With this acquisition, the MID is blazing completely new trails. For the first time, as Malloy said, it will own property. With this acquisition, we will increase public open space by 400%. And for the first time ever, the MID will be taking on debt. And that allowed us to finance the acquisition of this property while keeping powder dry to invest in other programs and projects that are going to be serious priorities in the years to come. So let's talk about design a little bit. We don't have stunning renderings to show you because we have no design. All we have is our collective creativity and imagination. Imagine stepping into a breathtaking public space for the first time. And as you stroll through and you just sort of take in the surroundings, you can't help but stop and say, wow, and really genuinely mean it. So think about what is it that would make you say, wow, as you enter this space for the first time. Is it the vibrant art installations? Is it the lush greenery? Is it the innovative design? Is it just the sense of community and joy that the space exudes? Is it the fact that it's welcoming at different parts of the day? So you have morning yoga and coffee, and you have afternoon activities, you've got performances after work and in the evenings and on the weekends, and everything in between. Basically, you tell us. This will be your first opportunity today to tell us what you'd like to see here. As Mary Pat says, we're launching our Midtown Community Survey. The goal is 5,500 respondents. The first two questions on that survey is, what would make you say, wow, essentially? So give us your ideas. As additional food for thought, let me give you a couple things to think about. This is an aerial of the site as we just zoomed in from outer space. This is the site as outlined in yellow. First, let's think about what surrounds this site. There are 44,500 people within a 7-minute walk of this site today. Those are workers, those are residents, those are students, those are visitors, and there's surely more on the way. And that user base expands exponentially if you think about jumping on a bike or jumping on a train, or just the citywide and regional amenity and attraction that this is going to be. In addition to hotels and offices and residential high-rises, look at what's around it. Steps away from the largest concentration of arts and cultural attractions in the Southeast. So it's easy to think about how there could be these amazing partnerships for arts and performances throughout this space. Colony Square is a major commercial anchor, and Peachtree Street, again, just steps away. 300 feet north is the Arts Center MARTA station, and a block away is a 70,000 square foot flagship Whole Foods market. And if you've ever been to Bryant Park in New York City, and you've seen the synergies between Whole Foods Market and Bryant Park, it is pure magic, and it is powerful. This is a super block, not because it's super, because it's so long. I mean, the distance on 14th Street between Peachtree and West Peachtree is 1,300 feet. There is no north-south access right now. There's no east-west access. We do have access to the south through the Art Walk, which is coming on strong. But this has really been kind of gumming up the kind of connectivity that we want to see in Midtown, and it also really becomes a linchpin. So let's also think about what else is around it. Everything outlined in green is privately owned public space that is snuggled right up against this site. So in back of Promenade, you've got generous, publicly accessible space that ends at a railing overlooking the site. And if you move over to 1180, you've got this beautiful alley of trees that connects Peachtree Street, that goes to this public space, and again ends at this railing. And then if you look at One Atlantic Center, you've got this public space, very inactive. And it ends at the wall that you see in the background there. These three spaces total another 5 acres immediately adjacent to this space. So all of a sudden, 4 acres becomes 9 acres. Then you start thinking about the Arts Center, and you start thinking about the Arts Center MARTA Station. Arts Center MARTA Station, another 5 acres. So all of a sudden, 9 acres becomes 14. Then you think about, as you just saw, the Woodruff Arts Center, it describes their redo as an open and welcoming park. And you start to think about this site as really a linchpin that can unlock really vital connections and then be a multiplier of everything around it. And together you really do have a network. So please consider all this as food for thought as we come together to create something spectacular. Infrastructure for the human spirit. For a city, every year is a new chapter in an endless book. Its characters, its people come and go, but the story continues. In this chapter, we introduce a new dimension by creating a permanent, spectacular 4-acre public space in one of the most dynamic parts of our city. A space that will be enjoyed for generations to come, becoming an integral part of every chapter from now to eternity, and that is truly powerful. Midtown Improvement District leadership made a bold move in putting this property under contract. Now it's our move. Please join us.